Adwoa Beauty released 4 new products for their Melonberry line. I tried 3 of them. Let's get into it. But first, hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel. If you are not familiar with Adwoa Beauty's Melonberry line, this line is targeted more at the fine hair naturals or naturals who just don't want something really heavy on their hair. This line has been out for a while. I have another Melonberry video in which I used their hair milk, and I also used the gel from that line. So here's what I have from the new releases. I have the scalp exfoliating shampoo. I also have the hydrating treatment mask. And then last, I have the hydrating texture foam. Let's start off by getting into the shampoo because it is the first product that I used. First off, the shampoo retails for $42. I did purchase this and all the products directly from Adwoa Beauty's website as a part of the pre-sale. It is currently available at Sephora though. So if you have that more available to you, or you prefer to shop from Sephora, or you get some points, you can go ahead and get this product at Sephora now. It should be available at the time that this video is going up. NT ways. Let's get into the actual product that's in the jar. This jar actually, before I do that, is actually a clear jar. I could not tell that on the marketing that they had, and I also did not realize that these 2 products, the shampoo and the mask, are in the same clear jar. It's just that it looks different because you can slightly see the product through. I don't know what I thought, but yeah. So it is very much this really deeply tinted see-through jar. Now, when you actually open it up, the product is pink. I didn't expect it to be pink. I don't know why I didn't expect that, because the product does have, I believe, pink Himalayan salt in the product. And it's very sloshy and liquidy given the fact that it is a shampoo. So there's that. The scent of the product, very interesting. So it is fruity, obviously, as everything is from the Melonberry line, but there is this salty undercurrent, and there's also maybe like a lotiony undercurrent. There's something I'm detecting under it, and the salt makes sense because there is salt in the product. This product is supposed to be a scalp exfoliator, both a physical exfoliator and also a chemical exfoliator, and I can understand because it did just that. So my hair was well overdue for a clarifying. I in fact skipped my clarifying because I knew that this product was in the mail and it was going to get delivered. So I went ahead and put this on my very dirty hair. First of all, the grains. The grains are big and they are scary. Okay, if you've ever cooked with pink Himalayan salt or like put it on your food, you know that it's really big and gritty. So I was really scared to use this product. I don't know what Julian and them put in this product, because as I put it into my scalp, and y'all, I was really going hard on the scalp to make sure, because I was like, I don't want salt throughout my hair. I don't want salt. So I was putting that in there, and then I was working it because the directions say that, then you work it into a lather, and then you know, put it through the rest of your hair. So I'm trying to work it to then put it to my at least get it through at least the first inch or so of my hair, and it does work. I do notice it start to lather up. It did take a little bit of doing to get it to that. So then I go back and I do a little bit more product to put directly on the hair. Y'all know my hair is really thick and it's very long, so it's obviously not going to get through that easily. But again, burst into lather, and I can happily report that there's not a single grain of salt left. Also, when I was like doing the other parts of my routine on this day, I did not see any other salt. So I don't know what they do to magically make the salt disappear, but the salt magically disappears. And the lather, y'all, the lather is actually quite rich, quite creamy, very nice. An ingredient call out and note on this is that this product does contain, I believe it's like C14, C16 olefin sulfonate, which is a very strong cleanser. It also contains some other more gentle cleansers that are higher up on the ingredients list. But I bring that up because when I rinse this, squeaky. My hair was squeaky clean, y'all. This is not a shampoo that you should be using on a regular basis. This is not your weekly shampoo. at all. You will dry the heck out of your hair if you use this too frequently. This shampoo is definitely in the treatment category. I think from the pricing to the fact that it has this like scalp physical and chemical exfoliation going on, and the fact that it is just something that you cannot use super frequently. It definitely firmly puts it in the treatment category, which I have commentary and thoughts on that later. I will try to loop that back around towards the end of the video. Next up, we have the Hydrating Treatment Mask. This one retails for $46, so it costs a little bit more than the shampoo. Y'all, the scent. Oh my goodness. Let me take off my yellow jar, my yellow lid, and just get another sniff of it. By the way, shout out for Adwoa Beauty putting a different color lid on here, because this is, as I said before, the same exact jar that the shampoo is in. 8-ounce jar, not double walled, all of that, but they did put a different color lid on here to make it easier for the girls when they're in the shower trying to figure stuff out. Y'all, the scent, it is this fruity, sour candy scent with this underhint of something that I am mentally detecting as cinnamon. Not like a spicy cinnamon, but a sugary cinnamon. Just everything about this smells like sugar. And it is just, I absolutely am obsessed with the scent of this product. As far as what it looks very similar to the Blue Tansy mask. It's like a cream color, there's some kind of like specks of something in there. I don't know. And the texture also reminds me of the Blue Tansy. In the jar, it is very, very thick. Like when you dip your hand in there to remove it, you're gonna feel the thickness, right? But as soon as I started putting this in my hair, it absorbed in the hair very well. It absorbed very well to the point where I was afraid that I was not going to have enough product, or that it was not going to provide enough slip. Like, these were the concerns that I was having as I was applying the product. So I went in, or at least I thought I went in. Okay, so as I actually started to detangle my hair and brush my hair, I guess all the smoothing and stuff helped further smooth the product into my hair. And that's when it was more apparent that I had conditioner on my hair. Even when I did the twist that I do before I deep condition, you could really see the whiteness of the conditioner in the twist. So I think it just needed to be worked in a little bit. But of course, you know, this line is for people who don't really want heavy products on their hair. And so this is definitely not a heavy product at all, and the detangling was pretty decent. The directions just say to leave on for 15 minutes and rinse out, but I decided to go ahead and deep condition with heat for 15 minutes. The rinse of the product, this hair product rinse is very glossy. I made sure to rinse my hair very thoroughly, but it definitely still left a little bit of a glossy feeling. Not so much of a feeling that it would be off-putting to the target market of this product, but it definitely does leave a slight glossy feeling on the hair. If you've ever tried Adwoa Beauty's shampoo, their moisturizing shampoo from their Mint line, that shampoo leaves a glossy feeling when you're rinsing, and it's a similar type of concept to what this treatment is doing. It leaves a glossy feeling when you rinse. As far as what I was saying earlier about I thought I had used a lot, I feel like what I used on this is slightly less than a fourth of the jar. Usually with an 8-ounce product, I'm going to use about 2 ounces every time I do a deep conditioner treatment. So it's roughly about 2 months worth, you know, like 4 uses or 2 months worth of deep conditioner for me. I feel like with how much I used of this, I'm thinking maybe 5 uses, maybe even squeeze a 6th out. So this is going to go slightly farther than I usually get with 8-ounce conditioners, and I think it's because of how thick it is. Okay, now let's talk about this hydrating texture foam. It is also in that really darkly tinted packaging, so you can see the product, but then it's like very much tinted. And this is also, oh, okay, so this one is not 8-ounce like the other two products. This is actually a 6.76 ounce, so almost 7 ounces of product. This product retails for $26, so it's coming back off of that treatment type pricing and more so in the pricing where it's probably competitive with like Pattern Beauty products. Their products roughly cost about this much. Now, the scent of this, it's very much the fruit comes down. The fruit takes a back seat. And the strongest scent is more so of like a almost a salty type scent that would not be out of place in maybe a men's product, but not in a stinky men's product, because y'all know how some of those men's products could just smell terrible. No, this smells great, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a men's product that smelled like it, and then that fruit is still there. It's just not super strong. Also, I noticed that this was the most prevalent scent on my hair in the styled hair when I was done. I don't know if it's because I have lately been using a lot of stylers that don't have a strong scent, so I'm used to my hair smelling like my shampoo and conditioner, and that's just not the case with this. The shampoo and conditioner like faded into the background, and this is what my hair smelled like. It's not bad though. It's not bad, but this is going to be the scent. As far as the texture of this is a thick and creamy texture. I have not quite experienced any foam that has that kind of texture. And also, due to the texture, you got to pump a bit. Like, you have to pump like you mean it to get it out. Like, it's not pumping as if it won't come out. You just need to like be like, I am pumping, guaranteed. It's not like a cute little I'm playing around type pump. That's all I'm saying. And it's because the texture is so thick. In fact, this product was supposed to come out last year, but did not, because I think there was an issue with the pump. Like, it wouldn't pump out, or like it wasn't pumping out the right texture or something like that. So they pulled it, did not launch it, and then went back to the drawing board so they could have a product that works. So I'm happy to say that the product does work. It does pump out like it's supposed to. I used it multiple times. It worked, but it is a very, very, very thick and creamy product. In fact, it was also very sticky on the hands too. Like, you're like, oh, this has some hold. However, they tell you on the very front of the packaging that it is a soft hold product. I would say it's probably going to give you a hold comparable to maybe like a Nairobi, if you've ever used that, where it's a product that people do use, it's popular, but it's not strong or like crunchy. It's soft. In fact, I have it in my hair. I actually slicked down the front of this and brushed it down. And as you can see, the hair, the result that you get with this, the hair is going to be so soft, as if you put a moisturizer on it. I did not use any leave-in or anything. I used straight up foam, and my hair is so glossy and almost silky and very soft. I did try to do a braid out despite this being a soft hold product, so I do have some clips that will detail the braid out. I was in the middle of commuting. I've got a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts, and I have to film this video when I filmed it. So I was traveling, and I probably didn't do normal circumstances that there would normally be when I was doing a braid out. But also, given all of that, it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway, because this is a soft hold product and it's really humid right now. We are in hurricane season here in Florida. But I had to film the new Adwoa Beauty Melonberry video when I had to film it due to circumstances. So I am still wearing my hair in braids. Out here in the morning, I did leave the rollers at home, but I'm still keeping my hair in braids because I didn't get as much dryer time as I normally would, and I also didn't get to be in the bed as long as I normally would. So
I think some point, maybe the airports, I'll take them down or something like that. I'm headed to Nashville for work. So, yeah, I say overall, the curls are curling very firmly, and there's a little bit of shine, and the top part of my hair was laid down very nicely, but this braid out may not come out that well just due to the circumstances. And I've gotten ready, I've packed, all this kind of stuff, but I'm getting ready to go home. I think our Uber comes in like 20 minutes or so. So I went ahead and tried to do a braid out refresh. I don't have rollers, so it's gonna be more of a straighty type on the ends. And I didn't have like additional product. I really didn't feel like it was needed just because of the way that this product leaves the hair. Like it just, I didn't want to add more. And so I just did a little bit of water on my hands to just smooth that throughout. That usually is enough to reactivate the product, help set the hair, and then also the hair still dries quickly because there's no dryer or anything like that in here anyway. And I typically wouldn't be up here like drying the braids. Only other note that I'll make is that I braided in larger sections. These are the like sections that I do, but instead of 2 braids in each section, it's just 1. It's quick to unravel. And what happens is because I'm not combing or doing anything like that with my hair, it bounces back out into the original braided sections because they're still in there, right? So this is going to separate back out into the contents of 2 unraveled braids. If you want more detail on that, or you want to see some of that focuses on the hairstyle, because that's not really the focus here, check out my braid out and my braid out refresh videos. I'll try to link them either at the end of this video or in the description box. Matter of fact, let's put them in the description box because we want to focus on Adwoa Beauty here. Let me go ahead and take this down so they're not like, Kayla, we the Uber, where you at?
So I would recommend that if you are going to use this product, you know, if you are someone who uses Nairobi or you're used to using soft hold products, whatever you use those for, that's what I would do. I'm actually going to show you guys my full bun and everything so you can see, because the product is all over my hair, despite only slicking down the front recently. So not bad. Summarizing thoughts here, especially before my camera battery dies. Overall, unfortunately, all hits, no misses. Unfortunately, they were all great. The products do what they say they're going to do. They're decent quality. They smell delicious. They do what they say they're going to do. I do want to bring up a note here that they are now available at Sephora, which is good because if you have points, you can use points towards the purchase. You could also in the future, because I'm sure they're going to exclude these in the beginning, but eventually they'll probably be included in different sales that they're having at Sephora, so you can get them for a lower price. And then Adwoa Beauty will probably eventually put them on sale too, because I've gotten stuff from them that was like half off and all that kind of stuff. But again, they probably will exclude these products in the beginning, so you just gotta wait on it. All right. The only other thing that I do have commentary on and thoughts on is like, is the market ready for this treatment? This is not a regular shampoo or clarifying shampoo. It definitely crosses over into that treatment line, right? And so it's priced like a treatment. And I feel like, are people going to get that, understand it, and want to purchase it? That's my whole thought. It's like they were supposed to do. They did their part of the group assignment. The product is great. I'm happy to use it. I'm going to use the whole thing down sparingly. Not gonna dry my hair out with it, but is the market gonna get it? Are the girls gonna get into it? You know what I mean? Now, of course, as I said, this is a new part of the Melonberry line. Check out my previous Melonberry review here, and I did mention Blue Tansy here and there, so check out my Blue Tansy line review as well. Subscribe, okay? and I will talk to you in the next one.